Thank you, ladies. How about that, Chuck? Another introduction from cheerleaders again this week.
Yep.
A big thank you to the ladies out at Patrick Henry. This is week 8 of the Tim and Chuck Show.
Yep.
Week 8. We're here again to talk about some football. We got lots of fun for you this week. Let's dive right in.
Let's do it.
All right. Big game this week, Chuck, right here in the GMC. Wayne Trace hitting the road, going to Tenora. Wayne Trace still unbeaten.
Yep.
Both teams are unbeaten in the GMC.
Yeah.
Computer points, everything's on the line this week. Talk about this game.
You're right, it is. It's all on the line when you're dealing with the two last undefeated teams in the league, and Wayne Trace, they haven't lost a league game in a while, so it's they've got a lot riding on it, and Wayne Trace has been living by that mantra all year long. We don't want to go 9-1 and not make it in again.
Yes.
And Tenora might be in the same boat. They don't want to be in that 9-1 or 8-2 boat and not get in either. So it's a lot on the line, a lot of computer points, and two teams that are really playing well right now.
Well, big offensive numbers again from these teams. We talk about it. Tenora's doing it, running the football, mixing in the pass. We know what Wayne Trace is doing with Colby Spees and throwing the football around. Yep. Again, defenses. Someone's going to have to make a stop and step up. What's going to happen here on Friday?
And you hit the nail on the head. With defenses are going to have to step up, and week in and week out I keep saying Wayne Trace's defense is the unsung hero of their undefeated run to this point. They've got the athletes that they can play their 5-2 defensive front, man up out on the edges, and just let those down guys come after the offenses, and so far it's worked. Against Tenora, they'll find out, because Tenora's got a lot of good athletes on the edge, with the Dravis kid and the Renelec kids. Those are guys that are really good athletes that are really going to test how well Wayne Trace can match up man on man with them.
Well, Wayne Trace comes in number 1 in the region. They're in the same region, Region 20, Division 6. Currently, Tenora's 4th. They're holding on to a home spot at this point. But like I said, all those computer points are on the line. I did some digging. You go back 10 years. Tenora's won 5 of the last 10 GMC titles, and Wayne Trace has won 2 in that span. But they're looking for their 3rd straight. They won it outright last year.
Yeah, and I think you're number 1 until somebody knocks you off. So at this point, Wayne Trace has had the target on their back all season. They've been able to come through so far. So we'll see what they can do against the Rams.
Well, another team that's in that same region that you know a little bit about, Ayersville hitting the road at Hicksville. Hicksville is number 10 in their region in Division 7. Both teams, obviously this is a big game for both of them as far as the playoffs go. And I'm sure you guys are thinking if Tenora can knock off Wayne Trace, then you got a shot at Tenora next week, and you have a shot at a GMC championship. So it's a big game for the Pilots and the Aces, like we said, for many reasons. Yeah,
exactly. When you come into the season, teams put their goals out there, and one of ours was to win a GMC title, and we can still do that if Tenora knocks off the Raiders. And but you got to look at where you're at now. Where we're at now is looking at a tough Hicksville team that they've got a lot to play for too.
Yeah, I guess. What do you think about this matchup? I mean, the Battle of the Vills in the GMC, and you guys are hitting the road. Should be very interesting.
Yeah, and it's senior night for them. Kids always come out and play well on their senior night. You look at Hicksville; they've got the Caleb Johns kid at the running back. He's one of the best running backs in the area. He brings a lot of speed to the table. If you let him get in the open field, he's got a lot of shake and bake, and he's gonna make you look silly out in the open field. So our defense has to do a good job of stopping him before he gets going. And defensively, they've got some young guys there, but man, they really get after it and they really fly to the football.
Well, one thing that jumped out at me when we were talking about this game, looking at the stats, Zach Yoder has 10 catches and his average is 23.4 yards per catch. Now that's making plays.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when you tell your DBs, if you're playing zone, don't you come up too early. He's got 23 point whatever yards a catch. You can't come up too early because he'll get behind you.
Well, what do you guys need to do offensively, Chuck, against this Hicksville defense?
Yeah, we need to keep doing what we do, and we need to saddle up DJ Hagerman. He's been our stud all year at quarterback. He's doing a great job of distributing his passes to all his different receivers, and he's doing a good job of running the football too when he's asked to do that. For a kid that has only been playing quarterback for a couple of years, he's really getting it down and really leading our offensive team well.
And there's a couple of big games in the GMC this week.
That's right, always.
Time for some awards, Chuck. Why don't we hand out the Rose Insurance Collision of the Week? Be my guest.
A Rose by any other name would not be the Collision of the Week.
That is correct.
So we've got another one this week coming from the Patrick Henry Bryan game. You got Bryan quarterback Austin Schimmuller. He's going to roll out left. He's going to jump out of a little ankle tackle. He's going to sidestep some other kids. He's going to sidestep another kid. But you know what? Mr. Pettit says, I've had enough of this fancy dancing stuff, and lays the smack down for the Collision of the Week.
Yeah, he came all the way across to the sideline and put it on him. Yeah, very, very nice. And now it's time for the Powerade power play of the game, coming of course from that same game. We've got a nice little slant pattern by Derek Nicely of Bryan. Makes the move. Austin Schimoller sees him. Nicely makes a sliding catch in the end zone for the touchdown. Bryan goes on to stay unbeaten.
Yep.
Beats Patrick Henry for the second straight year. I think it's the first time that they've done that in maybe 10 years or so.
Time.
Yeah, that's your Powerade power play of the week.
Slid right into the highlights.
Slid right into the highlights. And I think we should end this week with a little bit of fun. We had a tweet, from Laura Klein. She's the wife of Bryan football coach Kevin Klein.
Yep.
And she had talked about the a segment we could do for the best looking coach of the week, and I said, I don't know if we're really qualified to do that, but
nor do
we
I want to.
But we thought, why don't we talk to Kevin? Get a few thoughts on what he thinks about us and the show, and Kevin, he is a good looking guy, so we thought, well, let's take the time and do that. And so we thought, well, let's find out what he thinks about us. And so we asked him, what do you think about Chuck Martinez-Brandon?
I would be honest with you, he's one of the best. Yeah, he's unbelievable.
And then we asked him, what do you think about Tim McDonough?
And he's a good athlete. She reads so well.
And then finally we asked him, well, what do you think of the Tim and Chuck show?
Right.
They play together well, no doubt about it.
Man, that's great. Thanks, Coach. That really means a lot.
I had no idea that he thought that much about us.
I had no idea that.
Kevin,
wow.
we thank you. Wow. And Laura, we know what you see in him. What a great guy.
Exactly. Great guy.
I think, I don't know how we end the show on that.
How can you top that?
I don't know, but maybe we'll just ask people to follow us on Facebook and Twitter like we normally do and tell them we'll be back for week 9.
We'll be here.
All right, see you then.